Hey folks, Mr. Carter here, ready to help you with the Unit 4 for Mid-Unit Assessment Number 1. I'm going to do this in 3 parts. I'm going to do the first video is going to be pages 1 and 2, and then the second video will be pages 3 and 4, and the third one will be page 5. Alright, so anyway, let's get started with question 1. So, in art class, Sammy spends 3/12 of the time drawing and 4/12 of the time painting. She spends the rest of the time working with clay. What fraction of the art class does Sammy spend working with clay? All right, so we're talking about twelfths in this case. We have 3/12 and 4/12. So what I know about that is that 12 out of 12 would be the whole time, right? Because 12/12 is one whole. So what I did is I made a number line and I split it into twelfths. Again, because we're working with twelfths, 12 out of 12 is one whole. Okay, so then what I did is with different colors, I did the different parts of her class. So I started here with at 0/12, and then I did 3/12 for the drawing class, and I labeled that with red and D. So 1, 2, 3/12 is drawing. And then the second part of her day was 4/12, which is painting. So I went 4 more 12ths, so 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12, and that was painting. So what I know is what's left is the time she spent working with clay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just count my jumps until I get to that one hole, right? So I have 1/12, 2/12, 3/12, 4/12, so 5 more 12ths is what's left in order to get the whole time. So 5/12 is what is spent on clay. So let's go ahead and circle that in. That would be answer B. All right, so again, 5/12. All right, so with number 2, they're asking you to draw a line from each equation to the missing fraction to show how to decompose 6/8 3 different ways. All right, so what we're going to do is ask ourselves what in the box when you add to the rest will equal 6/8. So what I have is 2/8 plus 2/8 is 6/8. Well, I know that 2 plus 2 is 4. So so 2 more 8ths would equal 6, right? Because 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6/8. So I'm going to draw a line from this one to 2/8. Okay. All right. So now we have 6/8 again, and we have 2/8 plus 3/8. Well, I know that 2/8 plus 3/8 is 5/8, which means I only need one more 8th to get to 6/8, right? Because 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 more is 6/8. So again, 1/8 is the correct answer there. All right. Now we're starting with 6/8, so we're going 1/8 plus 1/8 plus something is 6/8. So I know that 1/8 plus 1/8 is 2/8. So I know that I need 4 more 8ths to get to 6/8. So that's this one here. So we didn't need to use this one or that one. Okay. Oh, geez, sorry, it's all blurry. I just noticed. All right, so again, let's just review. So again, 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, so that one was 2/8. Here's 1/8, because again, 2/8 plus 1/8 plus 3/8 is 6/8. And here we have 1 plus 4 plus 1 is 6, so the answer there was 4/8. All right, let's turn to the next page. All right, so this one here is asking you which expression has a value of 3/10. So we're trying to find 3/10. And we have a number line here to help you. So we got to go through each one to find which one equals 3/10. So I'm going to start here with A. 6/10 take away 4/10. So if I'm at 6/10 and I start and I go backwards 4/10, 1, 2, 3, 4, I land at 2/10. So it's not 3/10. So that one is not an option. 5/10 plus 2/10. So if I start at 5/10, make 2 jumps, 1, 2, I land on 7/10, which is not 3/10, so B is not the option. 6/10 take away 3/10, so again 6/10 minus 3/10, so 1, 2, 3. Oh, there we go. We land on 3/10. So C is our answer. And if you want to just double check D, we can do that. 4/10 plus one more tenth. Well, 4/10 plus one more tenth is 5/10. So that is also not an option. Okay, let's talk about number 4. So the shaded model 2/3 is 2/3. So this one here is 2/3. Describe how to shade the other model, this one here, to show a fraction equivalent to 2/3, and name the equivalent fraction. So I counted my squares, and I've got 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I know that these are 12ths. So what I did over here is I'm going to use the rule where whatever you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top, and whatever you do to the top, you got to do to the bottom, right? So we have 2/3, and we got to go 3 times something equals 12. And I know that 3 times 4 is 12. So that means whatever I did to the bottom, I'm going to do to the top. So I got to go 2 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8/12. So 2/3 is equivalent to 8/12. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shade in 8/12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and you can kind of see visually they match up, right? We have 2/3, and if this was 1/3, this was another third. You kind of see that they match up. So a solution, nice sentence here. It says, I would shade 8 parts in the rectangle because 8/12 is equivalent to 2/3. So again, nice sentence here in your solution. All right, so Ellen is cooking, and she needs 2/6 of a cup of raisins for her recipe. Now, she only has 1/4 cup in her kitchen, 1/3 cup in her kitchen, and a 1/2 cup in her kitchen. Which one should she use and why? So let's jump to the solution, and then we'll talk about how I got it. She would use the 1/3 cup because that is the only one equivalent to 2/6, and I'm going to prove it. So over here, well, the 1/4 cup, I can't do anything times 4 to get 6. So 1/4 definitely would not equal any sixths. 1/3, which is the one I said she would use. Well, let's show why. Well, 3 times 2 is 6. So again, whatever you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top. So 1 times 2 is 6. 1 times 2 is 2. So there we go. So 2/6 is equal to 1/3, and 2/6 is what she needed for her recipe. Let's talk about half just to rule that one out. So again, to get an equivalent of 1/2, we'd have to go 2 times 3 equals 6. Whatever you do to the bottom, you got to do to the top. So 1 times 3 is 3. So 3/6 is equivalent to 1/2, but 3/6 is too much. It's not what she needs for her recipe. So the only one she could use is her 1/3 cup. Okay, so that's it for pages 1 and 2. Go on to the next videos for the rest of the review.